So, I mean, I obviously went to Wembley last year. I was on the pitch quite close to ringside and on the aisle actually, which was really fun. And it was great. And there was 4 of us who went, and we paid a lot of money for tickets. I mean, we spent between us like, about £3,000 on tickets, but it was worth it. We had a fantastic time. It was a big experience.
It was the first one.
It was the first one, so we were happy. We made a decision. We all travel out to Las Vegas every year for Double or Nothing, and that's a holiday we have. Obviously, we meet up with everybody from the group. It's great. It's lovely. And so we made that choice, and it was fun and it was really good. But then it's come around this year and we've looked at the ticket prices and we've just said, you know what, this is just getting silly now. They want £300 for riser tickets. And we're thinking, no, it's not. It's not worth that sort of money. So we've held off. So this is, we're just 4 people, but we've spent several £1,000s on it last year, and we've decided, do you know what? We're just going to wait and see, because actually we don't feel like it's particularly value for money at the moment, but also we feel it's a little greedy this year. Tickets that were last year going for 150 are going for double that.
That's insane. I didn't realize that they were that they had jumped up prices like that.
And then in a shit economy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And everyone is struggling everywhere. This is not like unique to America.
Well, and how many times we've talked about, we've talked about this a lot, like about the Japanese economy and how that's hurt who New Japan has been able to retain. So it's definitely an economy that is hard. So if it's hard enough for companies, imagine how hard it is for everyday people to be able to go to wrestling. And in this situation, like, you can go to Repro or Progress and get a couple of that same weekend. And I would probably want to rather spend my money on that. And then you'll probably get a couple of AEW people pop up at those shows as well. And so then you get to be there for that moment.
Well, I think we were second row at Repro, and I think we spent about £130 each on those tickets.
Wow, that's great.
And we were very happy with that, and we felt like it was money well spent.
I mean, I would spend that. That's fine. That's what I spent on my first ever. I agree with you. This happened in Detroit too. I spent $130 a piece on probably our first tickets, and they were on the floor.
Yeah,
and then. This year, they wanted like 4 times that for those seats. And for the front row in the first part of the bowl were $1,200 a piece. And as my friend put it, is Jesus Christ himself performing at in Detroit? And I was like, but seriously. So, and then what's been happening, you've heard that people like Kevin Ely have done this now, and I think JD did the same thing recently, is and then you get there and realize, this happened to us in Toronto when we went to Forbidden Door even, buy one, get one free, or buy the 4-pack and
that's
get better seats. Because Nikki
and I are waiting for Collision tickets in January. We're going to wait because I'm going to DPW next weekend. And so we spent a night, and we just did Ashe. So I was like, we'll just wait for Collision and just I'm sure they'll have some kind of a deal where we can get better seats, and we can do like a buy one, get one half off or something like that. Or if there may be, like you said, a 4-pack, because I was like, those tickets I don't think are selling out.
Bob and I bought a 4-pack just because it was cheaper than buying, and we ended up with just 2 extra seats that we didn't care about. And then we went to the box office and they moved us into better seats that we had purchased for the next night. So we ended up sitting in the same section basically that we sat in for the actual Forbidden Door show. And we did it for like way cheaper because now in fairness, Collision was only about like 5 shows old at Forbidden Door. I think it wasn't like that far in yet. But I mean, Toronto is a pricey city, and I don't know, like I'm questioning going to Forbidden Door next year and where I want to put my big wrestling show money next year.
And that's
because of
I'm considering, like, do I save my money, fly to the East Coast and go and see a Dynamite and a Collision, and it will be cheaper because I know I'll be able to walk up and get a good seat. you know, rather
Yeah.
than and easy, rather than
And
think right.
easy.
I mean, okay, I probably will go down to London because I'll, you know, I kind of have stuff to do down there like on that weekend. But it's like I probably will go down and maybe I'll get a walk-up ticket and pay whatever. I think there were seats going for £19 last year. There'll be cheap seats again, of course there will.
Yeah.
But you know, when they're asking, I think it was £2,500 for the front row seats, something like that, and they will.
Here.
And even the seats on the risers with the best view was something like £550 because you could only buy them if you bought a package that included lunch and drinks. And as we said, like last year, I think we had 2 beers and maybe a cocktail. That's not £550 worth of drinks.
No.
I'll go buy a burger. You know, it's like
right. And you know, and so Daza says he's tempted to go to London for the weekend to see the smaller shows and get-togethers, but can't justify spending the amount of money that it would cost to be a poor view of the ring.
Yeah.
And then Brad says that's happened with Grand Slam here in Queens. I bought tickets the first 2 years, and the second time in the same seats were double the amount.
We spent a lot more on Forbidden Door this year. And I mean, now granted, I upgraded our seats a little, but adjusted, it was still more, a lot more. Like it just was.
Yeah,
and our Dynamite, when they came to Detroit for the second time, those went up like 3 and 4 times. And it was just like, forget this. And I took John Muse's advice and we got like a lower bowl on the corner, which is just perfect because you're right by the stage. And so I was just like, oh, yes, this is it. And they were like still more, but this is I was really interested. So they have 30,000 sold as of this morning. I took a peek at the WrestleTix numbers because Preet's really good at sharing them in the Discord and stuff. Because I wanted to see where they were. So like that's pretty impressive because you know the first time's always going to do good.
Yes. Yeah.
But I think that they do have a problem when people are not buying